Hello everyone, and welcome to my newest LP for Kartia, Word of Fate. So I have been hinting to this one in a few videos. I dropped the hint for what this game would be. I think the hint goes, because I'm not looking at it right now, that the next game will be a turn-based strategy game on the original PlayStation with character art by a pretty famous guy. With famous having two capital F's in front of it, which was not a spelling error, that was done on purpose. The F's stood for Final Fantasy. As the guy who did like the character art you can see on the left and the right, those are the main two characters of this game. It's the same dude. Like if you look at the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 games, the character art, like I think it was on the box or just in the guides or whatever, it had that style. It was the same guy. I meant to look up his name and I didn't, so I feel bad about that. Of course, he also designed, I think, the characters for 7. But, not designed, but he did draw them in his style just cause, why not? Anyway, so this game and I go way back, and I have a lot to talk about it. But first, let's just get started, because it's been a while. And I really want to get into this. I've been kind of excited for this one. There is a prologue, like in some other games I play, but I won't be reading it for a very specific reason. You can read it yourself. And I'll get into that when we get through, so here we go. Beginning time. This music soundtrack is so fucking good. You'll get to listen to that piece twice, so, really take it in. It's incredible. And we're in the story now. Yay. There always is. They just said this is a chaotic era. Exactly. Jeez, the thing even looks messed up. The music was perfect. That scare chord was perfect for it. Overpowered as hell, I get it. Sorry, I kind of blanked there a bit. I need to let the text boxes stay for a bit longer, just in case someone hasn't read it yet all the way through. No one reads at my speed. I mean, not everyone reads at my speed. Not no one. That's people probably faster than I am. That's badass. That sort of reminds me of Tales of the Abyss, the phonic hymns. You need to know the melody and the meaning behind the song to actually make it work. I know all these people right from their little sprite faces. I remember all you. Raguruzet. Beltschemelts. That's another thing I want to point out about this game. It has a lot of religious tones and dialogue, and for that reason, when I originally played this game when I was much younger, I had no clue what the story was about for the most part. I didn't really get a lot of things that the characters were going on about. But, so when I played it again a few years ago, I actually understood, and I'm like, wow, this game actually has a pretty interesting, nicely done, somewhat complex story. I like that. So, you know, that's always a good draw for me on a game. Acueldo. I remember all these words and names, even if I don't entirely know what they mean. Oh, well, that's a nice thing to say about someone. Everyone wants to know what the bad guys, or why the bad guys are doing what they're doing. Even other bad guys. Fair question. The Heaven Kartia. I kind of thought that was something floating in the middle there, but I could not remember which one it was. I had a few thoughts in my head, but I'm like, I don't think it's either of these. Wait, did that say Count Shinon? When did he become a count? I'm pretty sure you need her alive for your evil plans. Annie as a kid? Damn, Shinon, what have you been up to? What's the daisy? Oh, I love the sprites. Just like in the handheld Fire Emblem games, I love the sprites of the characters in this game. Very expressive. Wow, they backed up fast. I take it that they can't use Kartia. Wow. Yeah, she took her chance. She saw it and she's like, fuck this. Alright, this game has two numbers for a reason, and I will get to them once we actually get into a battle. The estate of Count Shinon is located on the eastern side of Idoris and on the border of Crossland. There is not much going on. Oh, that's good. I was really surprised to hear that they have a world tree. It is forbidden to nurse a world tree. It is a divine tree that only shrines can raise. Alright. Interesting. I asked about the details of the rumor, then I found out that recently, the shrines were allowing the nobles to keep nurseries. Greed is the one thing that doesn't change. Ah, okay, I see. Duran, a member of Vigilance, and I came to the estate of Count Shinon from the town of Canis, because there's a ceremony for purifying the world tree. Oh, purifying, same thing. So lots of words here, I imagine you need to pay good attention to them, I know I will. Ceremony of purification. What an old-fashioned thing to do during this day and age. However, I can't say that in front of Duran, since he's a soldier of the shrine. I remember Duran. If I'm not mistaken, Duran's a badass. Alana. Yeah, she was the one. When you are in those like map segments and they show a character, that character's actually the one talking. Like it's like a journal entry or just their internal thoughts or something like that. Pretty cool. Indeed. Don't rush into one of those too quickly. See, Kartia can be used for just about anything. Just like the opening said, it uses to create fire. It can create any sort of fire, water, earth. Crazy shit. Nordia. That's where they went. That's pretty crazy. She's a dancer, but she has enough skill to be a knight. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll be soon. There are a lot of positions to pay attention to. It's dense. It's dense, but it all means something. And there we go. Hey, the more the merrier. Come on. Yeah, so what was that about nothing much going on? You asked for this to happen. She's good at getting away from them, but not good at staying away from them. What he said. Here we go, biggest mechanic in this game. The Phantoms operate on rock, paper, scissors in case you could not tell. Doll beats common, common beats shadow, shadow beats doll. When the fuck did you have the time to do that? When did we have the time to do this? Count Shinon Estate, Lane. We are ready to dive right in. Okay, so here we are in the game proper. So like I was saying, these guys are called Phantoms. And Phantoms can only be created by encryptors, or people with encryptor-like abilities. In this case, Elena can create them, or Alana. I don't know what to call her. I'll probably switch between both. Because she's an encryptor, so she can create them whatever. Toxa can also create them, even though he's not really an encryptor, he's a free knight, he still has that ability. Duran and El cannot. They can, however, use Kartia. I think everyone is capable of doing so. So you see, under the doll you see the scissors, and under common you see rock. So obviously they handed this battle to you since it's just the first one, so you're right across from the people you can kick the asses of. So common, doll. Yeah, and then there, down there, show your stats. How likely you are to hit and the damage you'll do. So a huge part of this game is creating the right Phantoms for the right job and dispatching them in the right way. And it gets tricky, trust me. I actually went through all the training mode, because there's a training mode with a bunch of lessons that you definitely should do if you're going to play this game. Very informative shit. One thing I forgot about until I was doing the training, I'm like, oh yeah, this is an element of this game, is the elevation. Like, you see the ground, how it slopes? Depending on where the characters are standing and the weapons that they're using and the armor that they have can affect how much damage you do and take in certain situations, so pay attention to that too. There's a lot of very technical things about this game, and I guess because it's a strategy game, it should be expected. But the most important thing about this game is that it's really fucking fun, so always remember that. And here are my people. See? So you can change their equipment, or cast some magic, or just wait. So I'm doing a lot of comparisons to Fire Emblem simply because it's the other main one that I play. But just like in Fire Emblem, the character, the level cap is 20. See, there we go, Phantom creation. Although I think each character... Oh, I should have created more. Idiot. each character is limited to, I think, only 6 phantoms. So you can only ever have 12 out. How do I end the turn? There we go. Yes. And there, they were taking the advantage. You fool! So, like in Fire Emblem, there's one thing that's not like that. In this one, the damage is actually determined by how much health you have. And where you attack from. You'll do more damage if you attack an enemy from the back, and you'll do more damage if you have 90 HP as opposed to 60. So, you know, always keep your units healthy, or just keep your healthy units at the front line to do the most damage that you can, the quickest that you can. Very important shit. Of course, just because you're limited to the 6 rule, that your encryptors can only summon 6 phantoms, does not mean that the enemy is. At least I don't think so. I've never actually kept count of how many enemies there are and how many phantoms there are at the same time. Another difference from Fire Emblem is, in Fire Emblem, if someone who's important dies, the game ends. But if someone who's not important, at least in the story, dies, you keep going but they're dead, and you know forever on your conscience that you fucked up. What are you? Common. Oh, there's one right here. In this game, if any of your people die, any of the human characters, game over. There's no lifeline there. So do not let your people die. I know it sounds obvious, but yeah. Pretty crazy. I have a bit of confidence for myself though, because the last time I played this game, I only gamed over once, I think. And it was because of I was completely caught off guard, but then again, I gamed over on like the first turn, so it wasn't that big of a deal. If we get to that level and I remember that this is the one, I'll tell you what happened. But it's dumb. It's really dumb. I do like the theming with the phantoms. A common phantom always looks like a monster. You know, just generally like a simple monster. Nothing too special about their design. A shadow phantom always has one big eye. See? And a doll phantom is always skeletal in nature. So it's really awesome. That's a design choice that all the phantoms, at least to my knowledge, follow. It's really cool. I like it. Gotta get my humans some good EXP. Alright, so the game has episodes and chapters. Why? So right now I am playing Toxa's story, that's what I chose to do. Lacrima also obviously has a story, the other main character, who I don't think we'll see at all in this episode. Obviously not, actually. Oh shit, wrong phantom. My bad, was not paying attention. What are you? Shadow. Okay, so common. Oh, I missed. Well, that's only the beginning. I will miss plenty more times before this game ends. And hopefully not in incredibly dire situations, but knowing me, probably so. So, Toxa and Lacrima's stories actually go in tandem. Like, they happen at the same time, you know, events that happen in one affect events that happen in another. That's cool. I keep forgetting how to end the turn. So, all the chapters in the game, there are 18 chapters in Toxa's story and 18 in Lacrima's. Oh shit. Well, she's serious. Nice. And the story is like easier to follow if you go by episode numbers. So Toxa's first chapter is also episode 1, which is this is where the game begins. Lacrima's first chapter is episode 2. So I'm gonna be playing the game that way. I'm gonna be swapping between Toxa and Lacrima's stories as the game goes on. And keeping it in order, because the last time I played the game was the first time I ever did that, and wow, it just gives the game a whole new way of viewing, I guess. Is that even a proper way to put it? I don't know, but it just made the game even better in my eyes. We're just gonna beat each other up so hard. So making sure that the correct phantoms are heading the correct way is always important. Here we go. If you attack from below elevation with a lance, you do more damage, and you attack from above with an axe, you do more damage. And if you attack even with a sword, once again, you do more damage. So I think we're almost done here. First chapters are always easy and smooth. It just gets worse from here, though. Uh-oh. Knock it off, what with the magic and shit! Toxa, you need to work on that magic defense, bro. I don't know if that's a similarity to Fire Emblem, with the lords having shit resistance, but I was not expecting that. I actually think it would have been quite hilarious if he died there. Well, that's the perfect way to start this Let's Play. Game over. There we go. Nailed it. I'm glad that they gave me a bunch of, what's it called? Kartia. Always helpful. You really think she's gonna tell you? Misty. So now you know Misty. Rogue family. Ooh, that got bad very quickly. Indeed it is. Just die. That's all you need to know about Elle. That's a defining character moment if there ever was one. It said that I could laugh, so I fucking did. Anyway, that is the beginning of Kartia on Toxa's side. So, yeah. I don't think I got a lot of what I wanted to say. Hopefully I never forget everything that I want to say about this game, because there's a lot that I need to say. But, you know. So yeah, normally I would just go right to the next chapter and keep going, but since I need to, swap stories to keep the, episode flow going correctly, we'll just end it here in silence. Except not. I'm gonna put some of the awesome Kartia music on here for you to listen to while I give my outro, which in this case is, this game is awesome. So I really hope that you're at least interested after this first episode. It's like, you know, it's just chapter 1. We're just getting to meet our people and we're just getting into the situation, but shit gets crazy. You know, especially because ultimately there are 36 episodes to this game, which means I'll be doing like 36 parts, I assume, if it's one per part, like I'm planning on doing. But yeah. So we'll see more of Kartia when we see more of Kartia. Until next time, hasta.